achieved the Commonwealth Fellowship from the UK. He is also the founding secretary of the society called, who are also a society partner of our effort, that is Ranganathan Society for Social Welfare and Library Development. Here he is an active member of some other various organizations called Indian Library Association, ILA, Management of Library Network, and Royal Institute of Management, RIM Bhutan. So here is Dr. Theory for you. He got a very interesting topic to share and discuss with you. I guess we will listen to him honestly, or he has some stories, two stories to tell us regarding setting up of a library in prison network, prison environment, etc. Let us listen to Dr. Theory. Hello, Dr. Theory. You are the host now. We'll talk. Before our speakers start, I also remind all of you to please mute off your microphone and your video, so we can better handle the network, the digital platform. Here you go, Dr. Theory.
Should I now?
Yes, of course, sir. Please continue.
Very good afternoon, sir. And good afternoon, all the participants who are gathered here for this session. First of all, my sincere thanks to the organizers, who includes National Digital Library of India, Information and Communication Society of India, listportal.com, and of course, the main organizing secretary, Mr. Rajashri Das, librarian, BT College, Asansol. And my dear friend, Dr. Sandeep Das, to whom I consider as one of my best friend and of course, my guru also in some of terms. So, dear friends, as you all know that for last 45 days, the whole globe is suffering with the unknown enemy, that is COVID, and that virus is very dangerous. And because of that virus, we all are locked down, or we can say we are in a position of self-quarantine. And I consider this is the best time to utilize the online resources and social platforms also. But generally, I avoid to discuss on e-resources because most of the library associations nowadays, they are discussing whole day on that only. But the topic which has been given to me to discuss, that is very close to my heart. And that's why I couldn't say no to my dear friend Sandeep Das. And I shall be happy not only to share about the prison library activities in India, but also will seek your support, your guidance to uplift our activities and how to develop these activities in Pan India and how other professionals can also be motivated to work on this platform. Am I audible to all of you, sir? Am I audible?
It's clear, sir.
It's clear. Okay. So now I'm going to start my presentation, and to understand, to make you people understand and to understand myself also, I have divided this presentation into 3 parts. That is why, what, and how. And the 4th portion of this presentation would be the activities of Ranganathan Society. Again, generally, I avoid to market this these activities because I feel that these are something outreach activities and we should do honestly rather than marketing and promotion. But since these were the instructions given by Sandeep to highlight some activities of Rangnathal Society, so I would like to share the end of this presentation some activities of Rangnathal Society. So if you have any kind of questions, queries, kindly keep on writing down. And in the end of the presentation, please feel free to ask any questions, queries, and I shall be happy like anything to answer your queries.
Sir, just check. Is there anyone?
My apologies for just, I'll take another 2-3 couple of minutes because that for the uploading of presentation, just please bear to me.
And so also check in the participation section. 2 more participant wants to join us. Please allow us.
So the first page is visible, Sandeep? Sandeep?
Visible. Yes, visible, sir.
Visible. Okay. So my apologies for delay. So dear friends, as I said that I'm going to share this presentation, this is a brief presentation. So what is the prison library? Before going in detail, we should understand that what are the prisons, what are the prison libraries, and why to start libraries there. What are the reasons behind that? What should be the objectives behind that? And then finally, how we can start libraries there and how libraries can benefit to to inmates as a whole. So this is the first slide you can see, and it will give you the complete scenario of prisons in India. So you can see that number one, what is the prisons? That's in a very simple language we can understand. It's a building in which people are legally held as punishment for crime they have committed or while awaiting trial. मतलब जो लोगों ने क्राइम किया है वो भी अंदर हैं और जिन लोगों को पनिशमेंट मिलना है या जस्टिस मिलना है बट देयर केसेस अंडर ट्रायल they are also there. So that building is called prison. Now question comes that in India, what is the scenario of prisons in India? भारत में अगर देखते हैं तो there are broadly we can divide the types of prisons. We find that there are 8 types of prisons: central jails, district jails, sub jails, women jails, other jails, hostel schools, special jails, and other jails. And you see the number of, because I'm sharing the data which has been published by the Prison Statistics, NCRB, Government of India, and the latest data is that covers till the December 2018. That data is available. Although I have informal, unofficial data, but I'm quoting here the official data which was released in 2019. In total, there are 1,339 prisons in the country. The second slide, it shows the total capacity of these 1,339 prisons and total occupancy. So in different prisons, the figure is showing number of inmates residing in different type of prisons. So here you people can write down one point that we have to understand that why the prison libraries should be there. Number one, total capacity, that is 3,96,223 till the end of December 2018. And what is the scenario? How many people are staying there? What is the status? Means occupancy is more than the total capacity. So that is one of the reasons which will relate in our next slides. Then this slide is also very interesting. In 2015, 16, and 18, overloading, occupancy rate means what was the capacity and what is the exact scenario, how many people are actually living there. So in 2015, the occupancy rate was 114.4%. And in 2016, the graph was, went down and it was around 113.7%. But in 2018, again the inmates were increased and it reached 117.6%. Out of this number, if you see that how many are convicted and how many are under trial. I think you people, all friends who are gathered here in this presentation or this session, they might be aware about these terms, convicts and under trial. Convicts are those who have been sentenced. They know that for how long they have to stay there. So they are only 32%. This is very surprising and very painful data I'm sharing with you. And under trial, they are 67%. Under trial means we cannot say whether these people have committed any crime or not, but still they are there. And out of this whole scenario, the ratio of male and female, we see the pan-India graph, we find that 95.7% inmates are male and only 4.3% inmates are female. Some other very surprising data I'm sharing with you, and that will directly correlate that why libraries should be there in the prisons. Educational status, you see that out of 4,66,000 inmates, around 28.9% inmates are totally illiterate. And around 40.2% inmates are, their qualification is below 10th standard. Means you can count them as an illiterate people only, because up to education 10th or below 10th, they are likely illiterate. The last figure in this shows technical diploma and degree holder. That is only 1.1%. On the one side, you can see that 40 plus 28 means 68, almost 69.1% inmates in the country are either illiterate or likely illiterate. Only 1% inmates are highly qualified. Just think what this data shows, what this data teaches us. Please imagine on that. Number second data, that is age-wise. We'll see that around 43.4% inmates are from the age group of 18 to 13 years. And 43% inmates are from 30 to 50 years. So the 43%, friends, 43% inmates are, they are very young, means 18 to, their age is between 18 to 30 years. And they are in the jails. And above 50 years, there are only 13.2% inmates. So the majority, we'll see, around 86%, 87% inmates are from the age of 18 to 50 years. That is very surprising. The painful data is that kids, children below 6 years, in the end of December 2018, 1,999 children were living with their mother, and their age was below 6 years. Because as per the jail manual, as soon as the child will complete his or her 6 years, he or she is not allowed to stay with her mother in the prison. Many of the children got birth in the prison only. These kids have not done any kind of commitment, any type of crime, but they are forced to live in the prisons. They have not seen the outward. Overall, in a nutshell, I'll complete this slide, which will show you that out of 4,66,000 inmates, only 3%, means 5,576 inmates were found regular offenders. Sorry, this data is related with only the convicted inmates. And out of convicted inmates, only 3% inmates were found regular offender. So this shows that all the people who are living in the jails are not criminals. Now we have to think that who are the people who are living in the jails? Are they all criminals? Are they not a part of our society? If they are not a part of our society, then why government should take care of them? Why government is providing them a protected environment? Why government is providing them food? And if they are a part of our society, if they are our family members, then why we people are ignoring them? Why society is not accepting them? And this is a really very painful that when they come out, the society doesn't give them any kind of, they don't give them chance to join the mainstream of the society. So we as a library professionals can contribute a little bit and can make them aware. So now I'm coming on the next slide that why should we establish libraries or develop academic ecosystem inside the prisons? The first point, mental health. This is the right time to realize that what kind of mental torture, mental problem we all suffer during this lockdown period. Most of the people are getting frustrated, depressed, because they are not used to stay in the home. They're not used to stay in one room or two room flat. We are used to live in an open society. But the people who are living in the jails for years and years, just try to understand their mental level. They are full of stress, they're full of depression, frustration, there are so many things. Then personal development, yes. As I showed you the data, that around 69% people are or inmates are illiterate or likely illiterate. Most of the people, they are not qualified in any kind of skills. They don't know what to do, and because of petty crimes, now they are in the prisons. So that's also one of the reasons that we should help them. We should establish library there for their personal development, productive engagement. In jails, आप लोगों में से कई लोगों ने देखा होगा that many of our very freedom fighters and many of the people, they have set the example that they have wrote many good books when they were in the jails. For example, Jawaharlal Nehru. He has written a series of books when he was in the jail. So they have a quality time, but they have nothing to do inside. खाली दिमाग शैतान का घर होता है. जब वो लोगों के पास कुछ काम करने के लिए अंदर नहीं है, तो वो अपने इस क्वालिटी टाइम को कहाँ यूज करेंगे. पूरा दिन 24 घंटे ओवर क्राउडेड एनवायरनमेंट, नेगेटिव एनवायरनमेंट, आपके फैमिली फ्रेंड्स वहां नहीं है, फैमिली मेंबर्स वहां नहीं है, आदमी अंदर बैठ करके क्या करेगा. When they have nothing to do, कुछ ना कुछ नेगेटिव वाइब्रेशंस, कोई नए क्राइम करने के तरीके, और दे बिकम इंडल्ज इन डिफरेंट इलीगल और unauthorized, acceptable activities. To keep them engaged, I think development or establishment of an academic ecosystem is very much important and essential. Then social bonding. When they are putting in the jails and especially in the barracks, they're not allowed to interact with their family members, with their friends. They're cut off from the society. Then what will they do? There is a need to establish or create a platform where they can interact with the people and develop a social bonding to help others, to motivate others. And library is the best platform for that. And finally, support to administration. I have not shared one data intentionally with you all because that is a little bit sensitive. You will go and do a research and you will find that around 60% vacancies in the different prisons are lying vacant all over India. So only 40% jail personals, officials, policemen, they are managing the prisons. On the one side, day by day, the number of prisoners are increasing. Buildings are not, the space is not enough to cater all those prisons. Already it is 118% overloading. On the other side, the number of jail officials, jail personals are very less. So how will they control this crowd? They can control this crowd if there is some ecosystem has been developed where they can engage these inmates in productive or productive and creative activities, then only they can feel that inside the prisons everything is under control. Otherwise, just imagine that in a jail where 2,000 or 3,000 inmates are living and they are being controlled by only 50 officials or 50 policemen, how it is possible? Until unless they are not engaged, they are not being motivated, they are not being involved in creative activities, it is very difficult. So these are the reasons we should establish libraries in the jails now. Next point is that how library can help. Literacy classes, we can start literacy classes over there. Academic ecosystem can be established. Literature discussion clubs can be established, can be started in the libraries. And whatever I'm saying all the things based on my 9 years work experience in different prisons of Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. I have done all these activities, then only I'm giving the examples. So literary classes, as I shared that 67% inmates are illiterate, for them we can start literacy classes. Academic ecosystem, many of inmates have discontinued their education. We can motivate them. There are many open schools who are giving their certificates and conducting exams. We can motivate them. We can provide them study material. We can request jail administration to allow them to sit in the examination and to continue their education. And I'm happy to share that in many of the jails where our library is functional, many of the inmates have started studying, continuing their education, and now many of them have become graduate, many of them have completed +2, many of them have completed 10th standard, and many of them have done BCA and BCA, BBA, that kind of professionals qualification also. Skill development classes. In one of the prison, we started this activity as a pilot project. There, we provided them some platform for skill development, and now the demand is coming from other prisons also to start those same kind of activities in the prisons also. So slowly we are doing that. So you can start skill development classes, competition on regular basis, lifelong learning classes, competition. For example, you can start for them reading habits, best reader award, quiz, poetry reciting. These kind of competitions can be done there, and on different days. For example, Mahatma Gandhi's 2nd October. You can conduct Gandhi's lecture series. So you can start series of lectures on different days. Lifelong learning. There are many people to whom you can motivate to start learning. So different kind of activities you can start through library. Then awareness session. For example, COVID-19 is going on. In many of the jails, we have provided manuals how to wash hands, what is importance of social distancing, what is the importance of hot water, how should you keep away from other, how can you keep yourself not infected with this virus, and there are so many things. So awareness campaign you can start, social bonding platform, because in the jail, in a library, when inmates come from different barracks, they come together, they sit together, and they study books, they read books. So there we have, in many of the jails, we have started storytelling sessions. Suppose I have read one book, I will share the abstract of that book or key findings of that book with other inmates. So other inmates will also get motivated. They will read any book, novel, or any religious book. They will share with other inmates. So that creates social bonding. interaction sessions with other external experts. Being a librarian, we have very good network with the authors, with experts of subject experts, or with the motivational speakers. We can invite them, we can arrange a meeting, we can arrange a session inside the prisons, because what happens? What keeps them depressed? Because they're not getting opportunity, they're not getting chance to interact any good persons inside the prisons. 24/7, they're seeing the faces of only those people who are there. They're not able to see any outsider. So better you can arrange interaction sessions with external experts. So they will go there, they will motivate, they will speak on some topics, and it will definitely can motivate many of the prisoners, and they will join the mainstream of the society. And recreation session, yoga, and other things. So that also can be done through library in the prison. Now, this is very important, because many of the library professionals, they all keep on asking me that how we want to do some social outreach programs, how can we do? It's not required that you need money always to start your established library over there. You can do in a different ways. I'm suggesting some of the way, because as a librarian, you are a library expert. You have knowledge about source of information. So you can guide in establishing the library. Where you are living, approach to the jail superintendent, confirm whether they have library in the jail or not. If they have library, you can visit there, you can offer your services as for the management of the library, for the establishing, this cataloging, starting cataloging, classification, arrangement of the books in the cell, or in a proper shape, display the library in a proper shape. If library is not there, then you can request them, you can offer your services that, dear sir, we are library expert, kindly allow us to establish a library in your prison without taking any charge, without any money. We can help you in establishing one of the best library in that area. So that you can do, because you know everything. You are already a library practitioner. Collection development, because these officials, they are already overburdened, overloaded. They cannot, because for them library is not the priority. But as a library expert, you are good in that. You can offer your expertise in collection development, event management, in in library also. In library also, many of you might be keep on doing events. So the same thing you have to do there. Connections with vendors and trainers. We as a library professional, this is our expertise. We have always, all the librarians, whether it doesn't matter he or she is a librarian of a university or a school or a government institute or a private institute, but they have good connections with vendors, different vendors and trainers. So why can't you offer this expertise, your services, to the inmates or to the prisons? Then administrative support. Librarian by virtue is a good administrator. Librarian by virtue is a good, PRO, that public relation officer. When you are good in administration in your library, and to help the jail administration to run their library in a proper way. Source funding, grant funding. when you have good connections with the different agencies. And this is the main problem. Funds are the main problem. That is the reason in most of the jails in India, libraries are not there. And if the libraries are there, they're in a very bad shape, very petty shape. The religious books are being kept or dumped in almirahs. No one is going to read. No one is going to check those books because the ambience is not there. Because the kind of books the inmates want to read, the collection is not there. Because if people, suppose I want to read Hindi novel, and there's a collection, the books are dumped there of English literature, then they have no use for. So you can provide them technical support. You can comprise that library. You can uh, give them help in automation, classification, cataloging, how to issue and return the books. The short-term training can be provided to the literate jail inmates. So that work can be done by your expertise. Now the question comes that, okay, whatever we are doing, how we are benefiting with all these activities. So it's not like that you are only helping them. If you are coming on a front step and you are helping those uh, community, whether it is jail or it is slum or anywhere else, at the end of the day, your works will be recognized and appreciated. I have posted my own photograph here because on 26th January, on the day of eve of Republic Day this year, UP government, they called me, they invited me, and they felicitated me in capital of UP, Lucknow, in the police headquarters. So you get appreciations also. You get job satisfaction because whatever you are doing in your library, that is your duty to do. You are getting paid for. You are being paid for that. But is it only enough? Don't have any other responsibility towards the society? So that gives you job satisfaction also. It boosts your confidence. When you're doing something for the society, whether again I'm saying for the community, for the jail, for the police people, for X number, X, Y, Z, if you're doing anything, it boosts up your confidence. As of now, Rangnathan Society has established 26 libraries in different parts of the country. And I'm happy to share that one of the organizers, Dr. Sandeep Das, always been instrumental when he was working with us in BIMTech. He has also contributed a lot in establishing these libraries, help in the institutional building. Suppose I'm working with BIMTech and I'm doing all these activities, definitely the brand of BIMTech is coming up. All IPS and IAS officers of this state, they know BIMTech. They know the kind of work BIMTech is doing. So branding is also there. And now personal and professional growth. When you are doing all these activities, definitely it's helping your personality, your personal growth is increasing, your professional growth is increasing. In India, BIMTech and Rangnathan Society has become the first body who has established 14 libraries in different prisons and 12 libraries in villages. And I have done nothing. I'm not so qualified. I'm not so expert. But because of these libraries, I'm getting recognition everywhere. So, my dear friends, you people can also do wherever you are living. You can contribute to the society. I'm not saying that go only in prisons, but you can do in other places also. And end of the day, whatever you are doing, whatever you are gaining, whatever you are providing the support to the number of people, end of the day, you are contributing or you are giving support to the community. Now, briefly, I will share the activities of Rangnathan Society. I'll not take much time on these slides, but since Sandeep has instructed me or directed me to share some of the activities of Ranganathan Society, that's what I'm sharing. And they will be So basically, this society is working in 4 different verticals: philanthropical works, capacity building programs, activities of national concern, and library establishment and upliftment. So these are the capacity building. We have adopted one village, so we are providing some skill development programs and to these poor girls of those villages. So as of now, we have around 380 girls have been trained so far. Then capacity building. This program, many library training programs and workshops, seminars, conferences, they keep on going. Establishment of libraries. So here I'll take a couple of seconds. We are establishing libraries in 3 different areas. One is jail, ashram, and villages. So we started this Ranganathan Society started establishing libraries in 2012, and the first library was established in Ghaziabad, then Lucknow, and then Gautam Buddha Nagar in 2014, 2017 Aligarh, Meerut, Agra, Etawah. These are all districts of Uttar Pradesh. So since our institute is located in UP, so our main focus is on the presence of Uttar Pradesh only. So in UP, we have established 12 libraries in 11 prisons. This year, we moved to Madhya Pradesh, and one of the participants of this seminar, which Dr. Ombati Sharma and Dr. Pooja Sharma, they both are attending this session. They were very much instrumental in establishing library in Gwalior also. So 2 libraries have been established in Gwalior, Central Jail Gwalior. One is for male and second is for female. Why I have not mentioned that date? The reason behind it, that all libraries have been functioned, but because of certain reasons, not officially inaugurated. So, but libraries are running now. Apart from this, this one on wheels. So this is a fully moving bus, a Volvo bus, where we have 20 computers, and there's a fully mobile digital lab. So that bus was given to us by HP. They have donated us, and we are operating this in nearby areas. Recently, Noida Metro Rail Corporation has given us some piece of land where we have established a library and community school for street children. So around 230 children are studying. Nowadays, because of this COVID, the school is closed. These are some other activities. They are routine activities, Vastatan and donation, blood donation, blah, blah, blah. And this is very important. Impact of Ranganathan Society for Social Welfare on. You are seeing these 4 pictures here. They all are the jail inmates. Now they are released. When they were in the prisons, they were the librarian over there, and they have handled the library. On every year, 2nd October, BIMTech celebrates its foundation day. On that day, whoever is chief guest is coming, the hand of chief guest, we felicitate, we give them, we invite these inmates from different jails who have been instrumental in helping our library project in different prisons. So the first one is, he was for 30 years in Ghaziabad jail, and he was the person who was handling our library. in the second jail, the second photograph, these two persons wearing the Gandhi cap, they were in Gautam Buddha Nagar jail for almost 12 years in a case of murder, but they changed the total environment of prison with the help of library. In the third picture, the guy in the center who is standing, he was in Central Jail, Lucknow, who has been felicitated. In the fourth picture, this person was in Meerut Jail. The fifth picture is of our female jail. So one lady is sitting. So this is our this library has been established only for females. So dear friends, if any of you want to do for the community, first of all, the first mantra is identify your passion. Don't listen me. Listen your voice, own voice. Then work for the community. And what I realize is because leaders also lead outside the library, not inside the library, because we all say that librarians are the good leaders, but are they leading on their leadership is only reflecting in the libraries? If it is not coming out of libraries, then I don't consider them a good library. I don't consider them as a good leader. The leadership should reflect outside the library also. This is my last slide. And this photograph is an actual photograph of Gautam Buddha Nagar District Jail Library. All these inmates are sitting there. On the other side, this is the half photograph. Other side is the stacked side where the collection of books are there. And on this side, because there's some event is going on Gandhi. So some external experts are there. So with these words, I'll say thank and I'll open the session for question answers. If you have any questions, please let me know. I shall be happy to answer on that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for giving me the opportunity.
Dear participant, now you can ask question. If you have any question, please ask.
If nobody has any question to ask, Dr. Theory, may I ask you something?
Sir,
Rather
sir.
than- I was thinking, how do you address the information need of the prisoners you have just discussed? Let me just start asking this question, saying that you have had a wonderful talk session, and we learned many things from you. But I'd like to know that how do you actually address those who are in the prison, maybe mistakenly? In our judicial system, that is a very common thing. After
Your voice
many
is
years
breaking,
passed,
sir.
after many years passed, as we also know, justice which is delayed, which is denied, and justice is also deprived of the poor people. So I'm wondering, those people who are affected, wrongly persecuted, wrongly under the bars, behind the bars, how could you address them? Maybe do you apply any sort of bibliotherapy method for them in order to heal them, to get over with this traumatic condition, traumatic experiences, living and staying behind the bars for the wrong reasons? So your
Sir, because of your voice was breaking, so I could not understand all the questions. Like I think there are 2 or 3 questions you have raised. One is the information requirement. That's it.
yes, sir. Yes.
need
think
assistance.
I should rather write it. I should rather write it in the chat box so
Okay,
that
okay.
everyone can see it.
The first question they have, sir, is there any prison library in our country which provides open access library facilities on e-resource through internet? If it is,
Wow,
please,
wow.
few examples. So, dear friend, in India, no prison library is providing internet facilities in the jails, in the library, because of security reasons.
Okay.
Next question, please write down in the chat box so it is easy for me to.
Yes, yes, I'm writing. Yes, yes, this is my question.
Like, as per the bibliotherapy for prisoners, because we are running in the, so what happens, like, first of all, we have to create a platform over there where you can start different kind of activities. So this is in prisons. Actually, what I consider, books work as a therapy, book therapy, right, sir?
Yes, 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 of course.
And I'll share, if time permits, or the organizers will
Yeah,
permit. I'll share
yeah,
one
yeah, I am
example
the
here.
organizer. I am the organizer, and you are allowed to talk. We
Okay,
have
so
time.
I will share you one example. I'll give you one example that will give you the clarity
Okay,
of the books. One day, I suddenly visited to Meerut Central, District Jail of Meerut,
yeah.
and I went to library and I observed that the caretaker of library, he was a professor in Meerut University Department of Education, but because of some reasons he came in the prisons and he was sentenced for life term, and he is taking care of library. I asked him that why the library is closed, because no reader was sitting in the library, only he was sitting in the library. Then he
Okay.
informed me, sir, the new deputy jailer has come and he asked for the stock verification. And there, verification, we found that 23 books were lost. So that's why he said that close the library services. That's like, I thought, okay, I'll talk to jail superintendent and I'll sort it out, because books have been given by us. We are responsible for that. And suppose the books are being lost or missing, that is, we have to take a call whether we have to stop library services or not. Because of 23 books, how can you stop providing the services to the 2,000 people? Then, as soon as I came outside of the library, I saw a young guy, age uska hoga around 30 years old. He was looking very disturbed and the mental case, mentally very depressed person. And he was, उसके कंधे पर एक towel kind of cloth he was putting there, and he was cleaning the leaves of a tree. I asked that professor, ये बंदा कौन है? Who is this guy? He said me that he was threat in the jail because he is so depressed, so mental case कि ये अपना सिर उठा करके दीवार में मारता था. He was threat for himself, he was threat for other people also. But for last 2 months, धीरे धीरे, slowly we have motivated him to come in the library. He is totally illiterate person. We started showing them Ramayana. In illustrated Ramayana, there are so many good photographs. So he became so used to of seeing those photographs that he used to come in the library at 9 in the morning, and at 4:30 when the library was being closed, till that time he used to sit in the library, and he became very cool and calm. And after a certain period of time, he started taking the books from the racks and he was going to that professor and he was asking with the ishara, he was just, "Okay, please explain this photograph." And since he was a professor, he's a professor of education, he was narrating that story through that photograph. So that worked him as a therapy. But the day that library, the deputy jailer closed that library, ordered to close that library, every day that guy was coming in the morning 9:30. Since he was not allowed to enter the library, he was standing outside and he was keep on standing till 4:30. And when
Wow,
I
that's
asked him कि क्या हुआ, तुमको ये लोग परेशान करते हैं, मारते हैं, तो वो एकदम बोलने लगा, वो कहने लगा कि वो in a local language he started saying that these people hate me, they don't allow me to enter in the library.
Okay, that's wonderful.
So this is the magic of books in the, because when you are a student, the role of book is different. When you are a student, the role of a book is different. When you are in a prison, the role of a book is different. When you grow and you become old, then the role of book becomes a religious. So book is magical. So on different states, the role of book becomes different. All the other thing is that in library, not only these issuing return on with the interval of time, we have a tie-up with some counselors and psychologists. We take them to the library for regular counseling also, and we try to identify those people who are mentally very depressed and disturbed, and we take the database of those inmates, and we try to motivate to come in the library, to give them photographs, to picture, to draw, as we try to find out that how can they be engaged in the library. So once they start coming in the library, that 50% of depression goes.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank
Any
you.
other unique or interesting story you might like to tell us?
So there are so many stories.
Okay.
Because we are
But
working in,
time is
because
short.
we are working in more than 12 jails. So in every
Okay.
jail, whenever you will go, you will find a story. One story I'll cut down. In Ghaziabad jail, I think that time
Yeah.
Sandeep was working with us.
Acha,
So
acha.
one day I visited to one of the jail, and I asked that deputy jailer, I have come after a long time. So can you please identify those prisoners who are reading the books nowadays, who are the best readers of this jail?
Mhm.
So they said, okay, sir, हम अभी लेके आते हैं. And I went to superintendent's office, and he offered me. I was enjoying coffee over there. He came with two prisoners, and both of them were around 22, 24 years old. As soon as they entered in the office of jail superintendent, the superintendent shouted on them like anything. क्यों आ गए तुम दोबारा से यहाँ पर? And deputy jailer informed him कि सर इनको सर ने बुलाया था. मैंने कहा, मैंने तो I called only those people who are the good reader of this library.
Mhm.
तो उन्होंने फिर बताया कि then I interacted both the guys. One was convicted in 307 and the other 302, means murder case, and the other one was convicted or sentenced in 376, means rape case.
Okay.
And one was from uh, Gujarat. He was working in Gujarat, but from UP. The other one murdered in Bihar, and he is from here also. When I asked them, "Are you reading books?" So they said, "Sir, we have completed almost 300 books." One said that we have completed almost 300 books from your library. The other said we have completed around 350 books, and we are completing one book in 3 days or 4 days. Then superintendent told us that, sir, nowadays these people are not talking to anyone. All the time they are sitting in this corner or that corner of their barrack, and they are focusing only on the books. They are now changed. And superintendent and I asked superintendent that why you shouted upon them. Superintendent that, sir, both of them were the most notorious caddy of this prison, most notorious caddy of this prison of this prison, and we were very upset because of their activities. But for last 4 months, now they are involved, not they are not indulged in any kind of unlawful activities. They are only reading. Then I asked them, then that how you are going motivated for reading new books, next and next title. Then they shared one more story that is really very amazing. They said, sir, in our barracks, many of the inmates, they are illiterate or they don't want to read. So they forced us, they keep us motivating. Only you read, and in the night when the light is not there, light is off, then we tell them a story that what was in that book, and they all listen very carefully, very interestingly. So that motivates us to read new book and to tell them a new story.
Wonderful. Kudos to you, sir. Kudos to you. Really. I mean, I was thinking of that lady with the lamp and Mother Teresa. You are that. You are a man with a book who changed the heart of the many people in the
No, sir,
prisons.
we are trying to do, and because
As
of
you, yeah.
because of many of the friends like Sandeep and other friends who are participating in this, we could manage it, sir.
So, so, so is there any question from the audience participants like to ask to Dr. Theory? So please ask now. There have been some questions in the chat box, I guess.
I think there are questions I'm not seeing.
Just pick one or two. Just pick one, two, according to your wish. Acha, I give you this question. What about your opinion about audiobook service in regional languages in jail libraries for that type of illiterate person? How about give you the audiobook services to the illiterate person in a regional language?
Sir, that can be
Those
done.
who cannot read. Those who cannot read, actually. Yes.
So that can be done, and that will definitely help a lot of people, uh, because the problem is that in India, only the few states of this country they are doing very good in terms of library development in the prisons, like Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Kerala, and their libraries are amazing, and their all libraries are fully computerized with the help of Koha.
Yes, I agree. I have seen them.
Yeah, but in other states, the condition is very pathetic, very pathetic.
Yes.
So, and there are some limitations also, because for the jail authorities, most of the jail authorities, jail officials, the library services are not the on priority. So, but as you suggested, the audiobooks and that can help a lot. And if someone can take this, because as of now I have not done this in any of our library.
Okay.
So, but we are thinking on that. Yes. Seriously, we are thinking for a digital library also.
In this realm of community information service and all, I think a little bit of collaboration is, I mean, advisable to all the citizens. Actually, if citizens couldn't go ahead and participate in the good work that is being done, so it is a little problematic for a single person or an institution or an organization to do all these things.
I think this is
required.
I think, sir, now COVID has taught us that don't be don't think that you alone can do anything.
Yeah.
Now this is a time of collaboration, and definitely there was a time of collaboration, but in terms of when you are going in the community development. So
Yes.
always it is you can help the community when you are joining hands with the community, you are joining hands with the other people, and it is a collaborative work. So without collaboration, without association, without joining hands with other people, because you need speakers, you need funds, you need different tools. So if community is helping, there's different associations are working with you. Definitely, you can achieve the things in a very smooth way.
Okay, I will pick two more questions, Dr. Tiwari. Is it okay with you?
Yeah.
I'll just pick two questions. There are two interesting questions that come to my eyes from the chat box. It goes like this: how do you see a code difference between a general librarian and a librarian who serves the prisoners? Is there any code difference? A general librarian,
General
a general
librarian, yes.
librarian and a librarian who serves the prisoners. Is there any code difference?
Who is?
He's a librarian of the prison.
Okay.
Librarian who serves the prison, and there is a general librarian. What is the code difference?
See,
What
like
is the
first of all, I'll tell you that in jails there is no vacancy, no position for the librarian there.
Yeah. No. That is question I'm not asking. I'm asking in the temperament, in the skill set,
Okay.
in the
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So So, in a very brief, I'll tell you whatever the qualities we express that these qualities should be like in every library. These are the qualities of a good librarian. And if you are well equipped with those qualities, so then there is no difference, right?
Okay.
But
Yes, you mean yes.
because what we teach in our academia, we teach that a librarian should be humble, librarian